Welcome to the Let It Brew podcast, brought to you by London Coffee Festival, where we delve into our guests' dream coffee shop. The one rule is it doesn't have to make financial sense. It actually doesn't have to make any sense at all.
Like a normal coffee shop.
Pretty much, yeah. We just want it to be the perfect dream coffee shop, okay? This is what it's all about. I'm Alex Dantes-Smith. Without further ado, please let me welcome today's guests. We have Bharti from Bloomsyard and Camilla from Eversys. First of all, let's find out what you guys actually do. Camilla, what do you do?
I'm trying to figure it out every single day. But what's on the door is I do sales. And I represent Eversys.
Very nice. I was hoping you were going to leave it open for me to explain what you do, but glad you didn't.
Do you want to explain?
No, I do not.
Do you want to talk about
it?
it?
No, I wouldn't want to offend you.
You know it takes a lot to offend me, Alex. You could try. Maybe that's a challenge for you.
That's another podcast, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bharti, tell me what you do here.
So I'm the founder of Bloomsyard.
Which we are in right now.
Bloomsyard. This is my biggest site. And it's a beauty. This was my second site. So we are a business that only started we were born in COVID.
Okay, classic.
Basically. Is that classic?
It seems to be quite a thing, like some really successful businesses have come out of being started in that period.
Yeah,
which
I
is
thought
cool.
I was like the only one, but it's like... But yeah, so before that, I was an accountant and worked in hospitality for 15, 16 years, working for big brands in London. So I was either their FD or their CFO and helped those brands kind of grow exponentially. And then found myself in COVID unemployed, unexpectedly, and had the time to decide what I wanted to do with my life, basically. And Bloomsyard was what came out of it. So Bloomsyard is a cafe wine bar. So we serve coffee, specialty coffee, well-being tea and wine, and then all the foodie bits to go with it.
Amazing. It's too early for wine, right?
Is it?
Moving swiftly on. Okay, so as I said already, this does not have to make financial sense. It just has to be the absolute dream. And I hope you spent some time ahead of today thinking about it. Some others, some maybe not, some have. Okay, let's find out. So first things first, we want to know what you're going to call your dream coffee shop. Do you have a name in mind? I think you want to go first.
Do I? Well, it will only really truly make sense if I kind of tell you what kind of coffee shop that I got in mind.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll get to it. However, I do want to have a coffee shop that is for cyclists, hikers, because this coffee shop's going to be on top of the mountain.
Love it.
This coffee shop, I'll be able to see the sunrise and the sunset. And the only people who are going to make it up there are the people who makes the effort to get there.
For that reward at the end.
Yeah, of course. Okay. There's no reward without effort.
Okay, so what are we calling it?
The Brew spoke.
Oh, okay. Do you want to explain that in a bit more detail?
I can, absolutely. Well, people who are into bikes know spoke.
Yep.
What that is. But then also, it is a coffee shop or a brew, but then also not just coffee. We call it coffee shop, but what it really is a beverage establishment, because a brew can be so much. It's not just coffee.
Right.
It's tea.
Yep.
It's all kinds of brew. And the different brews will then be to people's preference, because that is also so varied. But yeah, it's going to be the reward of the climb, the reward of the effort, top of the mountain, glass, views, amazing lights, come rain, come shine, and everybody who's in that coffee shop will be, yeah, we made it. We all made it.
Sold. I love it. That's great. Why? You actually didn't prepare for this. That's really good.
I'm in sales, aren't I?
Okay. Bharti, what about you?
Oh, it's really hard to ask me that, because I've obviously got my own coffee shop and decided that name, and took a really long time to decide that name. Right. and everything that kind of went into it. So I just don't think I could have anything but Bloomsyard. It's very well thought out. It actually means a lot to me. I wanted to have a name that started with my initial. So I kind of I have this massive notebook at home. I wrote all these words beginning with B that I could think of, and there were words like blossom on there, but it was too pink and floral. It wasn't really what I imagined Bloomsyard to be. And then I really liked Bloom, But when you put Bloom into Google, you'll get a pregnancy website. There was a bar that was called Bloom at the time. Right. So it was well and truly taken.
Got it.
But I was really stuck on the word Bloom. So then I started adding words onto Bloom, and like Bloom's house and then Bloom's yard. And actually, Bloom's yard really stuck because in my mind, I imagine, like, you know, people might use the word yard as slang for home or something like that. But for me, it was, I imagine this in the Med, old dusty yard, like, you know, maybe with rusty gardening tools and stuff hanging around. But some oldies kind of playing cards, having a fag and drinking coffee or wine or whatever. I'm just really relaxed and enjoying life.
Okay.
And actually that is what I want to capture, like that whole feeling of being there in Bloomsyard. So the point of Bloomsyard is like when you walk in, you should feel like it's that kind of relaxed, chilled environment, somewhere that is an escape from the hustle and bustle.
Like it.
And I can say that's how I feel.
Because you've been here all day.
No, I have been here
So
all day.
But that should be, you know, every time, any Bloomsyard that you walk into should feel like that.
Nice.
And it felt like a find because you have to know that you're on your way here.
Yes.
It's not,
Correct, yeah.
you're not walking past, you seek this place out and you get here and you know why you're here.
Yep.
Secret.
Yes. But not too secret.
Because we need
Because you need to have people here as well, yeah.
Yeah, we're a bit of a hidden gem here.
Agreed.
And I think, but when you found it, you feel like you don't want to tell everybody as well because they'll just pack the place out.
Number 100 Liverpool Street.
Okay, that's a great segue into the next question, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, half term it's a bit quieter, but like school holidays and all of that. But otherwise, you're going to struggle to get a seat.
Come early.
Nice problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. Okay. So, we have names. Obviously, yours already exists, but that's fine. But from here on out, we're gonna take it beyond what already exists.
Okay.
So, location. What is the dream location for your coffee shop?
Shall we go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Definitely warm climate,
Okay.
something like the beach.
Nice.
Because actually, that's everything that I dream of now.
There you go.
Like if I could, I would have like a house by the seaside, and you know, like I can't do that right now. But I just think, and kind of maybe following on from that whole escape from the hustle and bustle and all of that, and enjoying life. That's what I see that to be. So it's got to be like on the beach, by the sea, warm temperature, relaxed vibes. It's totally me.
Okay, is there a particular beach though?
Oh my God! Now that's a question.
I feel like you're well versed in beaches by the sounds of it, so let's find the perfect place.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean,
Southend.
that's the warm climate, yeah. Like somewhere like really exotic and really like beautiful, like I don't know, like the Seychelles or something. I've never actually been to Seychelles, but that's what I feel like.
But we've all seen pictures, like.
And you said like money isn't an option now, so I'm like, because you know, normally being from a finance background, I'm like so restricted by numbers and money and stuff. So actually, I'm going all out. I'm going Seychelles.
I like it. All right. What about you?
I won't be going to your coffee shop. I don't really particularly like the heat. I don't particularly like beaches. I find them quite boring. But also,
You don't like to doggy paddle in the sea?
listen, I've got very fair skin.
Okay.
I have two colours, Alex, white and red. I prefer staying on the shade of white. Me and sunshine. The only time we're friends is if I'm up in the mountains. For me, mountains is it. I'm the opposite. I'm as far north as you can.
Great.
Swiss mountains.
Lovely.
Beautiful views. I want you to also imagine that you can see the water at the bottom and it's turquoise. This sunny. It's warm, but you can feel the breeze. You can smell nature. And as you're smelling nature, you can hear the birds. You can hear nature. And that scene to me is paradise.
Okay.
And that's where I would like to be.
So Swiss Alps.
Swiss Alps. And like I said, I want have full unrestricted view, glass, sunrise, sunset, all of it.
I can definitely get on board with both, to be honest. I love the mountains. I also love the beach. So I would gladly visit both. You were quite mean, I think, to say you're not coming.
Yeah, you've
Like, you've got to support the people of the industry. You have to go to the beach every now and then.
I'll come just to see you.
Yes, I'll be there.
We'll share a brew.
Oh, thanks. Afterthought. But it's okay. It's normal. Fine. So, we've got names. We've got locations. 2 very different locations, of course. The next thing is we need some coffee. So, and I know this can be a difficult question for people in the coffee industry to single out a favourite coffee roaster or maybe 1 or 2 coffee roasters, but I'm going to ask you anyway. So we need an espresso roaster, we need a filter, and then a guest. Would you like to go first, Bharti, and tell me some coffee that you would like to have, or...?
No?
I don't know, like, I've tried lots of coffee, I've been, I've met lots of people in the industry and all of that, but I always come back to assembly.
Nice.
Yeah. And obviously assembly is who I'm using now, and I will carry on using. But I just think, like, my relationship with assembly, like, started right at the beginning when we're talking about COVID and video calls.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And, there I was thinking, I'm going to set out and start this business. Which coffee am I going to be selling? And also, even at that time, I didn't even really know, like, how to make coffee properly.
Okay.
So, assembly are the ones that kind of took me under their wing.
Nice.
And trained me until I used up all their coffee and milk in their training. Basically. It was like social distancing, and I was making my way down to Brixton to their roastery.
Yeah.
And just in that room, making coffee, because I was, like, really scared, because I was like, oh my god, this is about July. In September I was about to open my first coffee shop.
Wow.
and I was going to be working all the time, every shift, at the beginning at least, so I needed to be able to make coffee perfectly. So assembly kind of supported me through that, but also, in that kind of selection process where I've, like, rang up all these coffee roasteries and said, I'm going to open my own coffee shop. Can you just send me some stuff and then we can test it and try it and talk about it and stuff?
Yeah.
Some just ignored me. I know the ones. And then, some did send coffee, some followed it up, some had video calls with me. We did, like, tastings over, like, Zoom and everything. But assembly were the ones that kind of aligned with me and my values, and everything that we talked about seemed to just match and fit.
Yeah.
And their coffee blend was, like, the assembly blend is just perfect.
Agreed.
So it's actually assembly every time.
Nice. I mean, yeah, huge part of the industry, assembly, and never had a bad coffee from them. So I approve. Definitely. Right, I'm very curious to see what you've got to say, Cam.
Yeah, and I've worked with many roasters throughout my time, but what I really want to do is I want to go beyond the roaster.
Okay.
Because the roaster are roasting what the raw product is, which is the green. And I think rather than favourite roaster, I want to go talk about the farm.
Let's do it.
And the grower.
I love it.
And my chosen one would be Panama, from a Panama farm, Los Lajones.
Okay.
That would be Graciano Cruz.
Amazing.
Who's the grower there. It was probably one of my most amazing experiences very early on in my coffee career, that I experienced his coffee, and the way that he really looked beyond what he did in Panama, but then also what he could do to help farmers in other countries. So the processing methods, how to get the best out of the coffee. It really is, the most important part here really is original coffee. So I would definitely have that. I would have Rwanda coffee as well, this amazing Rwanda coffee. Also, if you know the story of Rwanda and the background after the genocide, and how so many women had to make a living after losing the menfolk in their lives, very tragically, and then seeing the light and actually seeing that there was a way out of it, and being able to create a living through coffee farming. And then I was working many years for absolutely incredible roasters, the Union Hand Roasted Coffee. They do not get enough credit because they're also the kind of company that does so much intense good for farmers and the supply chain, but they do not want to market it because they believe in doing the right thing. And it saddens me sometimes because I've heard, obviously in passing and in the coffee industry, roasters get pigeonholed.
Yeah.
But then also the really true great roasters do not market the great work that they do because they believe, like I said, it's just the right thing to do.
One point is to do the right thing, not to shout about the right thing, right?
I know. And that company is phenomenal. And the amount of lives that they've changed around the world, not enough coffee professional knows about the amazing work that they've done. So Union hand roasted coffee would absolutely be a roaster that I would have on there.
Okay.
Because that was also my part of my journey for coffee.
Nice. I have to say, I'm a good example of, I just knew who they were, but through talking to you over the years, that's how I know what they do, Union. And you changed you didn't work there anymore, didn't you? But you changed my perception of Union big time, yeah.
Because I lived and breathed it for so long, and when they talked about direct trade, they meant it in the real true sense of the word, which was reinvestment. It wasn't just a handshake and a photo, calling it direct trade in the action of direct trade. It was, let's invest in these communities, not just for this harvest, but safeguard it for next 10 harvests.
Yeah, amazing.
And absolutely for Stephen and Jeremy, they still are a massive inspiration, and they are the reason I'm still in coffee today. Absolutely. It really made me fall in love with the journey, because it's the journey, and this starts from farm to cup. But then obviously I have some roasters that I know are doing incredible work. Like personal favorite would be Lucid. Really, I mean, Steven is an amazing personality, and I think when you have roasters who start their own business, their personality shines through. When you have roasters who are willing and able to push the boundaries, who are excited but can also spot out of a whole table of coffees which one is the special one. Like that takes a kind of a talent, and I would say Assembly is also on my list because they do amazing team, great coffee. They also invest in sourcing to different level. They're not just going to green distributors and go, what's on your table, like shopping list. They go beyond that, source themselves, travels, form those relationships, invest in those partnerships.
Sure, yeah.
Not just for this suits me now, my customers today, but actually long-term investments.
Yeah.
I think we are facing a really challenging future when it comes to coffee, and really understanding the challenge throughout the whole supply chain is really imperative for us to give thought to and to take into consideration. So I like to highlight farms and countries and growers.
Love it. Assembly getting a lot of love here today as well. Second episode today, and 3 mentions for Assembly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we should probably get someone from Assembly, honestly.
I'll tell them.
So let's move on to the next question. What is the unique trait of your coffee shop? Is it, this could be anything, right? Could be there's a coffee shop cat, particular theme or something like that. Is there like a unique trait in the dream coffee shop? We're going to that coffee shop with the X.
Well, if you're imagining Seychelles on the beach and all of that, so like along the same kind of, that's the theme, right? It's kind of chilled vibes for me. I think there'd have to be a rule about no aggression.
Okay.
If you're
aggro free. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
I like it.
Why can't we just say that, actually? No, but it's like, no rolling your eyes if your coffee wasn't hot enough. Just go and tell them, and then they'll make it again. It's fine. It's not a problem. Or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
I just think, I don't know how many times it might have happened today if you ask the team, but, somebody's going to be upset about something, and it's not that they meant it. Just happened like that, and we're very happy to put it right. It's just about thinking about, the barista that's serving you and stuff as well, and how to make sure, they always want to serve you a perfect coffee, with the perfect smile and all of that kind of stuff, right? And they do want to do that, I believe. But, you know, sometimes things do go wrong, so I think it's like no aggro.
I like it. I actually really like that. You know, until it get the perfect drink, you're allowed to go back and say this isn't right, and everyone's happy and friends.
Yeah, because everyone's really particular about the way they do their tea or coffee or like whatever. Because, you know, sometimes you're like, do you want to just put milk in yourself? Or because, you know, you like it how you like it.
Of course, yeah.
And we all want to make sure that everybody's happy with their drink or like food or whatever. So I think it's the understanding from the customer as well. So if you say it's a no aggro shop, coffee shop or something, you know, maybe they'll understand that we can just go in there and can say how we like it exactly, and we'll, you know, make it good.
I like it. I like that a lot. It's a great answer. Cam, what about you?
You make it to my coffee shop, you make it into the Caffeine High Club. That's why you want to come and visit. Get your name on the wall.
Okay, so everybody gets there because it's so hard to get to.
It's hard to get to. It's
takes some skill.
Yeah, skill, effort, dedication, and discipline.
And do you get extra points if you get there a harder way?
No.
Like backwards?
What about
Distillation.
Parachuted in?
Is that out?
Yeah.
No.
Distance in altitude, but reverse from above.
No. Because it's about the effort.
What if I got there from a parachute, but then I was also going to walk down afterwards?
Oh, I've got to tell you this story.
Okay,
very,
please.
very
I'm
brief
ready.
story. So I went to Sydney, and they've got 3 sisters. I think it is. There's some 3 sisters. I think it is, which is kind of like a. It's a nature. Gosh, Australians not going to kill me. It's a long time ago. It's 20 years ago. So it's kind of like a mountaintop, or it's a nature reserve, and you can. Most people walk up it, and it's thousands and thousands of steps. But they also have a cable car that takes you up to the top. And because we went with some friends who knew, they were like, we didn't have to walk up all of those stairs. We'll take a cable car. And we were so smug, and we felt like great. Every other person, they take the cable cart down, right? So they walk up and take down. But we're going to be smart, so we're going to take it up and then walk down.
Yep.
The thing is, the muscles that you use walking downhill are less used than the muscles it takes to walk uphill. It ruined a week of a holiday. So I cannot recommend walking downhill. You really want to be walking up, and then I would do this one. I'm going to add to it, right?
Go on.
You're a hiker, not for the biker friends, because they want to free wheel going down.
Okay. Yeah.
Amazing. But if you have hiked up, your reward is you're going to glide down, my friend.
That is fun.
That's it.
Fun.
We're going to have a
Paragliding or zip lining?
whatever you prefer.
Oh, zip line.
Zip line.
Can you imagine?
Because at least a less risk of death.
I think that's
In a to-go cup as well. With a to-go cup for my coffee. With a little straw. Come on.
Let's make it happen.
I'm into it.
Right, I
Yeah,
like that. So
love it.
you make the effort to get up there.
Yeah.
We are going to make the journey down even more fun.
Just how high up is it? I mean, like, how many steps is this? What are we talking?
It's going to be the Caffeine High Club. It's got to be the highest. It's got to be coffee shop in like altitude wise.
Yeah.
So maybe
I wonder what is the highest coffee shop by altitude.
Google it.
Can we,
I think
can we
we
get
should-
Google on there?
Yeah. Highest coffee shop by altitude, and then you've got to beat it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Only by like one
As long as you
foot, meter, whatever you like.
It depends if I place the machine, right?
Yeah, caffeine extracted at.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like
Yep.
that. Here we go. The highest bakery and cafes in. Okay, well, it makes sense that it would be there. Yeah.
Tell everybody.
On the way to Everest Base Camp, there is a bakery cafe in Nepal, 15,400 feet above sea level.
Okay, let's not talk about the Europes.
Just the rules now. Okay.
Well, let's just do Europe. I still want my Swiss mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, Swiss mountains.
Okay.
Fine, that's good.
It sounded good.
Yeah, I'm just.
Even though, like, beach is my thing, I'd still come.
You know, it'd be really cool if the zip line went from the mountain to the beach. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Yeah. And how was the zip line? Perfect. No aggro.
So you've had your coffee at the top, and then you can get your another coffee at the bottom.
Amazing. And then be really caffeinated and go up again and come down again. And yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I'm into it. Okay, fine. I mean, we're flying here. This is great. Okay, so pretty unique traits all around. Let's talk about equipment. Obviously, we are all in the coffee industry here. We have used many espresso machines, coffee makers, kettles, whatever it is, grinders. But everyone has their favourites. I'm curious what you both would choose. Money is no object, remember. What would you put in your coffee shop?
I have to admit that I haven't used that many, because...
But you've used some.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was right.
But, I can't say that I know, the Ferrari of coffee machines. Or, I don't even know what's like.
Anyway, right? So
yes, I suppose so. But actually, I had to make that decision, right, on, opening my first coffee shop. What coffee machine am I going to get? From a almost outsider's point of view, back then, I was like, don't want a big square mound of silver stainless steel on the counter. And I knew that.
no idea which machine you might be talking about.
Then I was like, I just want something to look really fantastic.
Yes, of course. Eye-catching.
Yeah, that it got some edge to it.
Okay.
And again, not knowing about any of the different brands or anything, I picked the Sanremo F18.
Lovely. Great machine.
Yeah, and it looks great.
Futuristic.
Yeah. I just really loved the look of it, and
Nice.
it's maybe a little bit bigger because the feet go out like that. But I just really loved it. I wanted it sleek and lovely and beautiful. So that's what I went with. But if I could have any version of that, I'll change the colour. I'll put Bloomsyard logo on there.
Look really good on the side of an espresso machine as well. It's
just
super clean, really nice. Yeah.
But I don't have the money to do that right now. But maybe one day.
Well, when you've got the Seychelles location. You're raking it in.
Yeah, and I'd have it the colour, like the kind of green that's in the Bloomsyard kind of logo.
Yeah.
That maybe a little bit metallic to cover the whole thing.
Lovely.
Because right now it's all black and kind of silver, so I'd have that kind of green, and then the Bloomsyard logo in gold, and it just looks so good.
I like it. Great answer.
I actually want one, but
Yeah. Oh.
maybe one day. Maybe someone will listen to this and think I'm going to do that for her.
Yeah. For a sec. Okay, you're up. What you got? Equipment. Tell me. I want a long list.
A long list, being the equipment lady that I am.
Yeah.
You're probably expecting a long list. But actually, it's really about the ritual. And it's so much more about the equipment. But to get the best out of the coffee, different method of extraction will enhance that coffee in a different way. And because getting to my coffee shop would have been a journey, it would have been something that you look forward to. When you get to my coffee shop, it's a slow service. It really is an experience, and that experience ideally would be done with you. So rather than me going away, preparing the drinks and serve you, I want to create the coffee experience with you. I'm going to sit at your table and I'm going to brew it for you. It's very likely going to be a hand brew of some kind, because it is a slow, considered, very hospitality experience.
Okay.
And the coffee in itself afterwards would be, I'll probably stay with you as well. So I want to hear about your journey. I want to hear about what your aspiration, your life story is. And we're going to do that with brewing coffee together.
Love
So
it.
it's going to be a slow service.
So we're hand cafe.
We are hand brewing. The brew spoke.
Yeah, I love it.
I've given it a little bit more thought than you think.
You lied when you arrived. I have not done any prep.
I was keeping cards close to my chest, Alex. You made the assumption. So of course there will be a whole array of equipment, which is great, because I also want the experience to be. This is not where I curated the experience for you. Yes, to a certain degree, but I want it to be open for every visitor to tell me what their preference is.
Lovely.
But then I'm also very inspired by bartenders. So last weekend I went to Manchester. I went to the Wood & Co. Amazing cocktail bar in Manchester. And I told the bartender what I like. Okay. So I said what kind of spirits I usually like, what kind of flavor profile I like. And then he created a beautiful drink for me that I really enjoyed because it was similar to my preferences, but it was different enough to challenge. And I would like to create something similar where if you say, I always like flat white or I always like some XYZ, then I'm going to use that information and push your boundaries a little bit and present something that's close.
Nice.
So it's a new experience.
Yes, that's the thing, right? It creates an experience, even though it's adjacent to something you already drink often. Yeah, I love that. Okay.
So it's, a
Very
slow, curated experience that is going to challenge you in some way.
Okay. And any particular items that you would absolutely have for the hand brewing?
Chemex.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll go back to the
OG.
OG. I'm an
Lovely.
OG lady. It's
Nice.
I remember when I first bought my Chemex and my husband went, "Oh, you bought a new vase." And I probably ended up buying 3 and then I didn't buy them anymore because it kept breaking.
Few vases.
But there you go.
All right, so Chemex. Very cool. I like it. Okay, let's talk food. Are we having food in our coffee shops?
Hell yeah.
And if so, okay, so what is it going to be? What's the food item that your coffee shop is known for?
You have now made an effort. You have gone through the experience. You have climbed. You have challenged that bike you've cycled hard.
Parachuted. Hard.
Okay, well then you don't deserve what's coming. When you get to the top, you want to feel calorifically satisfied. So we are talking cinnamon buns with icing. We're talking Danish pastries. We're talking tasty, sweet, fulfilling goods.
Heavy baked goods. Oof.
Yes.
Why mess with a winning formula?
Yes.
That's what I say.
Exactly. So you're now already thinking about it when you're like, oh my God, this time I'm going to be there for a while, but the reward is there.
Yeah. Great.
Yes.
I'm in.
I need to get that.
Okay. What's the beach dish?
Well, I'd also go cinnamon buns, but I would say like make them into like small bite size.
Yeah, nice.
Just, you know, like when you get like a big fat sticky dense cinnamon bun, I don't know. I
Bring
love
it on,
them.
Bring them on.
No, but I want to have it in small bites. Like I'd have it almost like little bits of popcorn, like but cinnamon bun.
Tapas. Your big tapas.
Yeah, because
All the cinnamon buns.
Yeah, because I have my black Americano and I'll pop one, and then I'll pop another one, and I think I'd really enjoy that.
I forgot to say, I'll be serving tiramisu. It's my favorite pudding ever.
So yeah, me too.
And I recently had the best tiramisu I've ever tasted.
It's one of my favourite discussions is best tiramisu. So yeah,
I've had some really bad ones as well.
not even the bad ones are kind of good because it's still tiramisu, right?
Oh yeah, it's just calorific and tasty and
No, but like when they turn into like mush, like grainy mush, that's not good.
Okay, that's out. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. So
But yeah, no, I just need to get in. Tiramisu, it's got to be a good tiramisu in that.
You know what? In that way, I love like all kind of coffee things. Like I'm the one that, you know, back in the day when Roses used to do cream coffee chocolates, they don't anymore because they like took them out of the box. But
Right.
I would be the one eating all of those. I love like coffee chocolate, and I love and a coffee ice cream. Oh my
another coffee ice
gosh,
cream.
coffee ice cream with chocolate
yeah,
chips.
do a good one. Yeah, like a gelato, coffee flavour gelato.
So good. Like and I really love coffee and walnut cake.
Oh, it's
To be honest.
killing me here.
No, I haven't managed to find the best one. So if it's not the best, I'm not saying it.
Your carrot cake is delicious, by the way. I had one this morning.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah, so maybe have some of that in my cafe as well. I'll take some of that with me.
I'll allow it.
I don't want to wait for you to open your cafe. Can I have mine now? Okay. Again, great answers. These both are shaping up very nicely. A bit of bite-sized cinnamon buns and some big ones as well.
It's almost like popcorn cinnamon
Yeah,
buns.
it's perfect. I'm into it.
Expecting to see that on your menu soon, Bharti.
Okay, so is there an item or a coffee drink that you refuse to have on the menu?
Sure, no. No.
All options for everybody.
All options for everyone. And I'm really painful to say. And I think it's really about creating people's taste. And one of the things that I
love about coffee, because it's so subjective.
Of course.
There are people who love instant coffee. I don't like to call that coffee. I like to call it a hot beverage. However, when you have a taste of something or you like something, who am I to tell you that that is bad or wrong? So I'll even have some instant coffee on the menu. I think it's really about support, like engaging in what people enjoy for themselves. If they want that, then I might get a Little's instant coffee rather than the Nestle. So it's kind of really think about what you have on. I'm not going to exclude anything. Maybe just have a variety of it, a different version to represent rather than ban anything.
Do you think people that drink instant coffee at home also crave an instant coffee when they're going to a coffee shop, though?
No, but what it does give you is the feeling of comfort. Because when you drink it at home from the kettle, it's warm, or maybe you've woken up, you come home from a hard day's of work, you want to pick me up, it's for a reason. And even though it's not a huge ritual, it's still a personal ritual for people. And if that makes them feel a comfort, and even though I might have some amazing filter coffee and a different brew, that is my opinion, that's amazing. But that person might go, that tastes a bit sour.
But after all that effort to get up there, they should have what they want.
There you go. I'm not banning anything.
Yeah, good. I like it.
I might want to ban oat milk.
Oh, that's controversial. Oh, God. Okay, moving swiftly on before we get into trouble.
I wouldn't want to sell, it's not like about banning it, but I wouldn't want to sell anything that we couldn't serve perfectly.
Okay.
So, do you know, like, some of these things can be a bit specialist. For example, some of the chains now picking up bubble tea.
Right.
I wouldn't sell bubble tea.
I wouldn't drink it, never mind sell it. Not for me.
You know, I think you go to a bubble tea shop for bubble tea.
Correct.
And, you know, in the same way, like any of those things that would take a certain specialism or something. I don't want to say that bubble tea is a craft, but...
I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough on the subject to have an answer there. We'll just assume that it's a craft.
So I think for those things that we cannot be the specialist on, then we won't sell them. Because we want it to be the best quality, right?
Yep, absolutely. Okay, great. Shaping up nicely, these two places. I like it. Because that means if I come to your coffee shop, everything is amazing and nothing is bad. Same for you, actually, yeah. Apart from the instant coffee. Okay. Okay, so, yeah. Amazing concept here. Big fan of both. Let's imagine we're sitting in there now. You're in your coffee shop. You've built it. It's exactly how you intended it. What's the soundtrack? What are you listening to? Is there a particular song? It doesn't have to be right for the room. It could just be your favourite song. But what are you listening to in your coffee shop?
For me, that's easy.
Yeah, I think I know.
Go for it. Please, jump in.
Gypsy, Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, what a great song.
And I also think is what it represents as well is that, you know, when you look back of the freedom of youth and really about the journey that we've taken through life, I think that is really representative of what this coffee shop is as well. It's a journey, and it's not always a destination that you envisage yourself, and things happen, and sad things happen in people's lives. You lose people, but really, if you're still here, you're still doing the journey, you're doing it with the purpose, and that song really represents that.
It's such a good song as well. It just, regardless of the message, like, what a great tune. All right, good answer. What about you? I felt like you were ready to.
Well, I don't know the name of it.
Okay.
I don't, so I can describe it. There's no words.
Oh, wow, an instrumental.
I was lucky enough for my honeymoon to go to Mauritius, and we had a few nights stay at the Oberoi Hotel there, which was like amazing. I don't think we'll ever be able to manage to get there again. But as you walked through anywhere in the amazing grounds of this hotel, they had their soundtrack playing. So it's their soundtrack that I'm thinking of, but I just don't know the name of it. Maybe they've changed it and updated it over the years and stuff like that. But what it basically was it was like this zen kind of floating on air kind of soundtrack. So no words.
Okay. Just super chill.
Uplift. Yeah. And that's uplifting, super chilled. Like, just makes you feel relaxed. All good.
It fits the vibe of the coffee shop perfectly, if you ask me.
I need to go and find it now, don't I?
I think you need to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you need to go back to that hotel
to find
and
out.
Shazam it.
So,
I'd love to go back there. It's so amazing.
Amazing, yeah. What a place. Yeah, okay, great. Well, we did it. We have 2 amazing coffee shop concepts. Did not go where I expected either one to go. Big fan of a few things, particularly the no aggro and the zipline on the way back down.
Maybe watch this space. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because like you just never know what's going to happen, right? Like I didn't 5 years ago, I didn't know that I'd have 1 coffee shop, let alone 6. I think you just never know what's going to happen. So maybe it's going to happen for us.
It is. Life is a journey, and you never know where it's going to take you.
If I ever get to a point where I can open a coffee shop, I might come to one of you from one of your concepts, depending on where it's going to be.
It's been really good.
Thank you both for joining us.
Great.
You have been listening to the Let It Brew podcast, brought to you by the London Coffee Festival with me, Alex Dantes-Smith. If you enjoyed the podcast, please remember to subscribe on your favourite platform so you never miss an episode. Until next time.